developed in the last year?
He's done a great job. He's just continued to grow, into that defensive end position, and him being able to play that. We're also able to kick him inside and try to find different matchups for him, and when we get teams off schedule and when we can throw the football. He's really, I think he's gotten himself in the best shape of his life, and I think he's primed to have a great year.
The defense looks so good at Camp T. Can you kind of talk about the improvement in the pass rush and the aggression you saw?
Yeah, we're trying some different things, and we're trying some different ways to affect the quarterback, and trying some other coverages that I think can fit in well with what we're doing, in certain situations. So it all works together. I mean, everybody doing their 111th and understanding why we do the certain things that we do is really critical to our success on defense. So, yeah, we're continuing to emphasize that, and you can see the D-line's really getting off the football.
Boogie seems to be having a really good camp. I guess how have you seen him step up? I know you have familiarity working with him on the block.
Yeah, recruited him and got a chance to know him, recruiting him when I was at Wazoo. Yeah, he's just a playmaker, and he understands our defense. He understands what his responsibilities are. Got to get him to communicate a little bit more, just like the rest of the secondary, and just be up to the standard in that area. But in terms of when he gets lined up and he plays, he just makes plays, and he puts himself in position to make plays because he has just a high football IQ, and he puts himself in position to make an impact on any given play.
Where's your comfort level at with the guys in this secondary, maybe compared to a year ago, with trusting them to be in man conflict situations and handle all that?
Yeah, everything's about matchups. It's scheme-wise, people try to scheme you up and do different things, but that's the difference between, I guess, this level and other levels is finding guys. Finding guys when they're moving people around on offense, being able to ID what they're doing, and being able to defend what they're doing in what you do. So I think that's the growth that this defense has made, especially in the secondary, and especially up front. I mean, they can see a look and know it's coming before it's coming. And when we're locked in and focused and we're practicing really well, that's what you see from our defense.
And then what about with the secondary depth as far as being able to rotate in through the 2 days, 1 days?
Again, rotation in the secondary, that's not something you're going to see a ton of. You'll take maybe reps off of guys so they can get some Gatorade after a long drive or after a long pass, and a way to get guys fresh on the field. But I'm not a big guy that rotates a ton. Our best three are going to play in the back end. And then maybe at corner, after deep balls or whatever, we'll try to get guys in that are worthy to play, and we will. But part of our success is we're able to keep guys healthy, but we also prepare for those guys in case something happens and injury shows up. So we got a lot of guys that can play for us, and there's a lot of competition. So guys got to bring it every day.
Speaking of the competition, the mix and match, I know Coach Cooper kind of had groups at linebacker, but you still mixed and matched. How are you with their growth and just how the linebackers have been playing?
Yeah, they're doing a great job, and some of those guys are getting reps, with the ones, and some of those younger guys that haven't gotten reps, with the older groups, and just it's really putting those guys in position so they can learn our defense and know what it's going to take to play in our defense, and also they're able to take reps off of our older guys that have played in this defense. So right now, fall camp can be really hard on guys because of the multiple looks that you're getting, and you're installing different coverages and different looks rather than preparing for those looks and those formations. So for the younger guys, it's a lot. For the older guys, they just try to stay consistent to their fundamentals and what they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to do it, and why they're doing it.
Brian, how rare is it to have this much depth in your D-line and linebacker level?
At DB too. I mean, we just having this kind of depth, it's a luxury right now, and it's a tough game. And when you're able to trust guys that can go in and play in front of a large crowd and be able to execute and do their 111th and be consistently good, at their position, it really is a luxury, and it's a long season, and a lot can happen. And trying to convince those guys that are role players and that guys that are good enough to play, that hey, you're not going to be playing as much, but man, you got to stay locked in because you never know when your time is going to come. It's going to help us win or lose a game.
How high has the assignment level, execution level been like with this team?
It's been excellent. And again, it's sometimes some days it's been on, some days it's been off, and that's where we want to get to, is just do the same thing day in, day out, find ways to play closer, to routes and fit the run and the looks faster, and regardless of the scheme, if guys are playing hard and playing physical, a lot of times it's just going to work out because you can anticipate what's coming. So trying to get our guys in that mode, and we're trying to put our guys at a disadvantage rather than trying to scheme up what our offense is doing. We're trying to put our guys at a disadvantage so we can so those guys can focus on what the offense is doing and go play fast and be a +1 player in those situations where we may be a hat down or out scheme.
But it's a very low MA rate, right? Like just the number of...
Very low, very low. It's been very low. Yeah, I mean, that's why you don't see, a lot of big passes and a lot of big plays. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even that last period, we gave up a long 3rd down, but it's in a new coverage. You know what I mean? And guys weren't focusing on the down and distance; they were focusing on their assignment. So, knowing what to do, how to do it, and why they were doing it, they didn't process that because it was a new coverage. But you don't see that happening very often with our offense.
So have you coached other defenses that have this low of an MA rate?
Every now and then, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's, this is my 20th year being a coordinator on the defensive side of the football, and I mean, I think this is as good a group as I've ever had, which is saying a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys.